welcome to Blockland Help. In these videos I'll be showing you how to do stuff in Blockland like events and some building techniques. If you have any suggestions of what to make a video of, leave a comment below or fill the form out on my channel or on my website. Today we will be looking at basic VCE, which is variable control events or variable condition events. Whichever one you want, it doesn't really matter, but it's basically known as VCE. It is very helpful to add on, and there will be a link to it in the description. This is for more advanced eventing people. It's not for really people that just joined Blockland, unless you have a good understanding of it, which is it's kind of like scripting, I guess, in TorqueScript or something. I don't really know, but it's very helpful, and it lets you do nearly anything you can imagine. So we're gonna I'm just gonna go over the basics of it right now. So here we're going to be, so first things first is these down here: on variable false, on variable true, on variable function, on variable true, on variable update, and that's it. Okay. So basically these are all the conditions part, sort of. I don't really know, but it's if a variable that you've done has been false or something, which we will show. So so we're just going to basically be adding variables to a brick right now. So we're going to self. And down here you're going to see all these VCE things, and these are all the things that you can do to with the VCE. So we're just going to mod the variable on the brick. This box here is where the name of the variable goes, so we're just going to name this variable 1, and this box here decides what happens to the variable. We can set the variable to something. We can add the variable, add something to the variable, subtract, multiply, divide, all that stuff. This box here is the condition, I guess, of this. So if you have add and you put a 3 in here, every time you click on the brick, it will add 1 to the brick. Set is it'll just set it to 3 no matter how many times you click it. Multiply, it'll multiply the variable by 3, all that stuff. So right now we have we'll just have a set and set it to 1. Actually, let's add it, and then I'll show you how to actually check how many variables there are of certain things. So you're going to want to go to on a input and then client, and then here you can choose some sort of print. I don't think sent chat message works, but it might. Yes, it does actually. They all work. I'm just going to do bottom print. So what you're going to type in here is that less than VCE. Wait, no. Sorry. Less than var, and then a colon, and then BR, which is short for brick, and then the variable name 1. And every time we click on it, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on and so forth. So it's really actually pretty simple once you know what it's all about, but it just takes some time to event it, like all complicated-ish events do. If you ever get confused or need to know which variable or something type of variable is, you can just click this VCE client button up here in the event menu, or you can keybind it to something, and you have this a screen come up here, and it basically tells you everything you need to know about VCE. You have your manual, change log, and something online, but mostly you're going to be wanting check the manual for stuff that you need, that you want to help with. So variables This is all what everything does, what kind of these modifying variables things do. Values. This is showing you all these settings here, all these things. These aren't every single variable type of thing, but because other add-ons like Team Deathmatch adds variables. So any variable that's basically scripted in an add-on is added to VCE, which is very helpful if you need to do something like set a certain door to a certain team or a certain platform or something. You can just do variable, I think it is client, and then team. So that's all this stuff here, and then saving and loading. Saved variables, loading variables. Retro check is if you have used the version 4 of variables. This is basically a recreation, I guess you could say. It's works the same as normal variables, but it you don't have to type anything in or anything or whatever. It just has if player name, ID, admin, energy damage. If any of these things equals something else, but right now we're just going to do normally if variable. So this brick has over 10 variables, I think. So if variable 1, we're going to do greater than or equal to, let's see, 3, just because. On variable true, if this event is true, if the brick has more than three or more of the variable 1, then this event will happen. It's just client and then just do that. But if the brick does not have 3 or more of the variable 1, then variable false will happen. Oops. But since it has 3 or more, it's going to do the first thing, as you see. So that's basically variables. That's really simple. You can do things like farming, I guess, is pretty simple version of it, or making shops or anything like that. And another thing is if you want like a brick to only activate when a player has a certain ID, then you're going to want to have it's not going to be variable. You're going to want to go to client, and then you're gonna wait, no, sorry, thinking, okay, self, and then you're going to want to go to if value, because the ID is not a variable, it's a value. So var player or client bl underscore ID one. Now I'm in a single player game, so this is going to be a variable false thing, so we're just going to do this but if you're doing online or something and you actually have your ID, as you see, my ID is to LAN, so this is just going to do that. But if you're in a single player game, you're going to want to put this box to be your ID, or the ID that you want to access the brick, and then add the unvariable false or unvariable true. There was something else I'm trying to remember. I think it's on this. Yes, that's right. Okay. So there's certain things that you might want to add to a person, where they click on a brick, they get a variable, they go to another brick, and if they have the variable that they got from that other brick, then the event activates. So what you're going to want to do is if you want there's a difference between adding the variable to the player or the client. The difference is that if you add it to the player, if the player dies somehow, then the variable gets gone, I guess, from the player, and the player doesn't have that variable anymore. But if you have it to the client and the player dies, then the player still has that variable on them, so they can still do stuff. I guess you could use that for mini games or RPGs for money and stuff if you want, and then you would want to set it to client so they don't lose all their money when they die or something. So, uh, player, you're going to mod variable, just going to set 1 to, oops, 2, and the player target is PL for short, or you could just type out player if you want, and then 1. So it's going to display it. 2, I have 2 variable on the player. So client is basically the same thing, except if you die, you don't lose it. And is it PL? It's CL for client. So I have 3. So basically, that's pretty much basic VCE. I guess you could just experiment with that and come up with a bunch of things just with that you can do. There's also one more thing that I just remembered. It's admin. If you have admin or not. Let's see. On activate. Let's see. Client. No, wait. Self. If value. It's going to be another value. Admin equals greater than or equal to 1, which is yes, have admin. On variable true. Oops. Self. I'll just have it disappear. 5 seconds. Okay. Hold on. I knew that was gonna screw up. So I can never. It takes me a few. It is client. It's okay. It's client, and it's if is admin. Yeah. Okay. It's not just admin. Is admin, and I think it said is super admin also for one of them. Let's see. Yes, is super admin and is host, so you can do that stuff too. Oh, I never noticed this one. You can, if a player has a certain amount of bricks placed down, that's neat. Okay, so that's basic VCE. You can do a lot of stuff with that, just simply all that. It's really doesn't really get much easier from there. Gets a bit more complicated, and you're gonna be testing stuff over a few times to get it right. But in the next videos, I will be showing you how to do more advanced VCE, other than just adding and removing variables and checking variables and values.